Hello guys, this is Pedro Rofi from Gerchik Co and you're watching the markets review of the day. Today is Friday, the last day for traditional markets, and we are going to actually see the situation, watch the situation, and check the technical analysis of the stock market indexes, forex pairs, commodity, energy sector, assets. And of course, we're going to check the situation with the cryptocurrency market at the end of the program. So don't forget to watch this video till the end of it. I will try to check up some news or news background of today, of this week, of next week. Maybe we could do it as well. And mostly we're going to go through the technical analysis to the rest of the program. So stick with us. As you know, maybe the most economic important economic news and background could be related to the American companies' data and releases about the um, earnings which are coming out. And there is some analysts which are nowadays suspicious about those earning datas and releases, which could be not that great as we think, because of which most of those analytic companies are telling us that maybe we have to wait for S&P 500 to fall to maybe $3,000, which means that Dow Jones would fall to something like under 30,000, which means Nasdaq would actually fall under 10,000. So we're actually going to check all this information. We're going to check the technical analysis first um, of the stock market, then get to the forex and other assets as well. But there's some kind of unstable mood nowadays on the markets, and one of the most important ones is that Ukrainian army is kind of clashing and getting the power into his hands, and there is some suspicious about southern occupied cities which could get regained and return to Ukrainian authority within some days or maybe weeks because of the progress and success which have Ukrainian army against Russian army, which showed that actually is kind of really um, unstable, not that powerful as we thought, yeah, and not that great as we believed. So the main reason why nowadays most of analysts kind of a little bit scared is that Ukrainian army could make Russian army to get back, or even within some months they could maybe even regain and return those cities which have been occupied, for example, at 2014, as like as Crimea and eastern cities as well. So that's something that we have to already, as we say, which we have to just accept. That's a fact that Russians actually kind of um, not successful, and they are going to be that way because nothing is going to change that much. I mean, Russians kind of tried to change the policy of Western countries by changing their leaders. For example, we know about Boris Johnson. He haven't been uh, just removed, like not that simply, and Italian Prime Minister as well. So they're kind of trying to do something, some snaky, tricky moves, but unfortunately or happily, they cannot do anything. So there is some suspicions about that in the case of Ukraine regain some cities or regained power or just return those cities, Russia could actually get into some harsh moves, which is related to nuclear attack, which is would be related to the nuclear answer. In the case of which actually Russia is going to be under the very biggest threat of the nuclear attack by United States and United Kingdom first of all. So as we see, there could be some signs of the uh, commodity assets may be rising during next weeks because situation is getting a little bit dangerous again. If you remember, something like that happened like about 3 months ago when the temperature of the nuclear DEFCON was getting higher. Now it's getting higher again. So there is a suspicion about this DEFCON level rising, and because of that, we can say that maybe defense assets, commodities, could actually rise in price during next weeks. Uh, by the way, let's see what's going on with the economic calendar for today. I think could be interesting for you. German unemployment changed at 7:55 by GMT, getting lower. That's really good for Europe. German GDP, gross domestic products, which is getting lower. That's not so good. And well, euro could actually get volatile today. CPI from Europe not changing. 12:30 by GMT, core PCE price index from United States, which is rising. In the case if it's really rising, of course, dollar prices could get a little bit support. Canadian dollar, gross domestic products getting lower, not so good. But in the case of oil price rising, the Canadian dollar won't fall that much. So wait for oil. Let's see how it's going to rise and fall today during today's sessions of Europe and America. And we're actually going to get through the technical analysis, starting from stock market, from S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and the situation which we have from the previous days, about which we talked with you, that there is some upward movement continuation which is going on now, and we could have some speculation. So as we see, speculation have continued. So this movement, this bullish movement, is really speculative because it's really impulsive, and it happened exactly after the breakthrough of local maximums, and so didn't even wait. Yeah, and we have the retest of a really important mirror level of 4,100, 4,200. They could actually gain, prices could actually rise to 4,200 as well. But previous time when we talked with you, we told you that prices could retest 4,100. And at that time, prices were about 4,000. So they actually retested the level about which we told you. So about 4,200, I'm so suspicious. I don't think that's going to actually retest this level. And I think that's going to actually reverse. Industrial index, Dow Jones. The same impulsive movement, 32,500. Exactly as we said, 32,000 previously was retested, and we said that prices could actually get to 32,500, 33 maybe, but 32,000 we are kind of far away from it. Speculatively, this could get retested, but I kind of don't really believe that prices even speculatively could retest 33,000 in the near future. So they're going to get into some consolidational movement in the real near future. So I think that even if something like that could happen, so it would be some price jumps during the weekends, so you cannot use them for tradings. Because of that, be actually so careful with tradings by stock indexes. I think that we are getting ready for some reversal already, and the next jump, next upward movement won't let you to make money on it mostly because tomorrow is Saturday and Sunday, Friday, as we say, weekends, yeah, coming up. Nasdaq prices, let's see what's going on with Nasdaq prices. Nasdaq, so conservative, already retesting the local maximums. So here we see that doesn't really have any potential higher. It cannot just continue. 13,000, haven't been retested, but 12,800 as a target level have been retested. So maximum 13,000, but get ready, we are getting closer and closer to reversal movement. That's what most of the analysts and most of the analytic banks are telling nowadays, that be so careful, that's not a bullish trend that we were waiting for, that's not a reversal yet. We could get really lower, we could even renew local minimums and get to the levels that we haven't been for past 1 year or 2 years. So be careful with that. Get to the Forex market, starting by the dollar index prices analysis from the 4 hours chart. Let's see what's going on with 1 hour chart, because we cannot actually observe exactly what's going on with 4 hour chart. The amplitude is so low, we cannot see anything, so we have to open 1 hour chart. Retesting the local minimums actually caused the next speculative downward movement. So we told you that prices here previously, when we talked with you, prices of dollar index were about here, about 106.20, and we told you that there is the potential of the continuation of this consolidation of this speculative bearish movement, and as we see it happened, it's fulfilled now. But I don't think it's going to continue. I think this impulsive movement is already showing us that that's the end. We are going to stop here. We are going to reverse here. So we're going to get into some consolidational phase mostly, then start to rise. That's due to the picture that we have now. And that's a really great picture. Don't believe in this failure swing which you see here. That's not a failure swing. Due to the whole trend, the correlation between the pattern and the whole trend have to be 1 to 3 or 2 to 5. It's not 1 to 3, it's not 2 to 5. And it's already retesting the middle of previous impulse. We are now around the golden middle of Fibonacci level, which around which actually reversals happen. So here in the near future, dollar could make some speculative movements, so you would believe that dollar is going to continue to fall, but it's not going to. It would reverse and it would make you make mistakes, because that's a really high pressure, and which I see now is a really, really high pressure. Euro to dollar prices. Local maximums could get retested again. 1.025 was the target level. We haven't reached it yet, but we could reach it, and after that we're going to reverse. Pound to United States dollar. We are higher due to pound prices, because pound is actually more powerful. 1.22 actually. 1.22 have been retested, and here we have the impulsive breakthrough, the false breakthrough of a local maximum. I think that next comes the reversal, but we have to wait for it. We are going to have the continuation of the speculation here. Pound is really powerful. Euro may not actually continue the upward movement that much as we want to, but pound could. Pound really can do it, and maybe it would happen. The speculative bullish movement or continuation of the upward movement, as we say. So we have to be careful with that. Australian dollar and next New Zealand dollar. Let's see, situation the same as GBP, not the same as Euro, but it's the same as GBP, it's the same as pound, because they're powerful. And here as well, we have the false breakthrough of local maximums. Nothing is going on. Nothing is going to happen. We are not going to continue this upward movement. Just pay attention. We are going to reverse. How much speculative movements could happen next? Bullish speculative movements, I don't know, but we are going to reverse. 0.70 is a psychological level, and we are above it, but we are not strengthened above it. We get above this level, this important level, but the amplitude of the movement is really low, so it doesn't matter. We are not going to continue this upward movement. New Zealand dollar to United States dollar. To test a local maximum, false breakthrough, and we are getting ready for a reversal actually. Due to 4-hour chart, due to 1-hour chart, on the same picture, we have some mild divergence. Pay attention, we could have divergence on euro and pound as well. So you can actually find it. That's divergence between local maximums and the line of oscillator RSI. Getting to the energy sector, we can say that we have some good news for oil. It's kind of started to strengthen, but we have a problem with oil because the production of oil is getting higher and higher because we are getting very close to winter, and as you know, we are going to have the energy crisis problem. Russia is closing and banning its own gas, and it's not sending it to Europe, and it's kind of getting to uh, actually manipulate European leaders by this gas banning. That's what Russia do, and because of that, oil production is going to get higher, and that won't let oil prices to rise that much. But gas prices could actually continue to rise. $98 have been retested. I think that we cannot do anything here with oil. Oil is going to, even at the least speculative bullish movement, it could retest 98. It could retest 100, but it's not going to rise that much. We have forget about it. I think that in the near future, maybe it could even make some downward movements because dollar prices could start to rise. So oil prices are not in the best mood now. Natural gas. Natural gas due to 4-hour chart. Let's see what's going on with 4-hour chart. Yep, we have waiting for this reversal because we had this really important reversal. We had this really important, beautiful breakthrough as we see. And as we see the power of the sellers here, we can see by this really long shadow from the upper side. And because of that, we say that downward movement is going to continue, and it's actually continuing. It's continued from the previous time. $8, we have it now, and I don't think that we are going to go lower. $8 maximum 7.5, 7.50, but 7.50 is really far away. I don't believe in 7.50. I don't believe that we could retest 7.50. I think that $8, maybe 7.80 is going to be the maximum levels that we are going to retest. Then next we are going to reverse and start to rise again. So maybe this kind of situation is going to continue. For example, the consolidational movement, as we see here, which is a really highly probable thing, which could start to continue actually, which could start and continue for a while. So this would be some shifting into a consolidational movement for gas prices actually, because it doesn't have any fundamental reasons to fall. Gas only have fundamental reasons to rise further, and the technical reasons and technical technical patterns are showing us that we are getting into some just a consolidational movement. It doesn't mean that we are going to fall. Dollar prices to Canadian, United States dollar to Canadian dollar prices, and to Mexican peso, which are the actually real correlation between dollar to oil prices, because Canadian dollar and peso prices are got straight correlation with as we say oil prices. So here we see dollar is not starting to rise yet. Oil is under pressure. So we have the continuation of this consolidation. Now we have some signs of convergence between minimums and the oscillator. Despite all of this, we could continue to speculatively fall, but I think that United States dollar is starting to rise, and we are waiting for that. And that's this thing that we are going to have. So dollar price is starting to rise, and this pair as well start to rise. Oil prices in this case could actually continue to fall a little bit, but that won't be that much fall, but just a fall between that corridor which we have now. Oil prices have a corridor now. They got a corridor, and inside this corridor they fall and rise. And this corridor is about from $90 to 120, or could be even $80 to 120. It's around 100. That's a corridor which is going on now. So dollar prices, oil price could actually start to fall a little bit. Dollar prices start to rise, and in this case, this pair could start to rise again. 1.28. That's a really great level from which prices could start to rise again. United States dollar to Mexican peso. What's going on here? Yep, mirror level. That's a really important level. The support, which is now retesting, is getting retested. 2020, $20.20, and $20 actually could get retested, but I don't really believe. $20.10, $20.20 maximum. Dollar could fall to this levels. If it fall more and faster, this would be a better signal of a next reversal. So just be ready for any kind of speculation, but we are actually getting to reverse. We are going to reverse. Let's see what's going on with prices of gold and silver, palladium and platinum. Oh yeah, they're kind of starting to rise really, really fiercely. And that's why I actually choose today's news, which was related to nuclear bombings, which could happen in the near future, because the DEFCON level of Europe is around 2. The DEFCON level of Asia, if I don't make a mistake, is about 3. The United States DEFCON level is about 4. It's not going to be under the... That's actually really good that United States DEFCON level is about 4, but European DEFCON level is about 2, which means that we have just only one level to start the nuclear war on the European continent, which is actually kind of could really happen in the nearest months if Russia understands that it's kind of really getting whipped out and is kind of really getting defeated by Ukraine because of this scare. So gold prices and silver mostly they could go. Silver could have the same trajectory of the price as well. 1,760, 1,780. We are going to have 1,800. I think we are going to have it. We are going to retest it. And as we know, the stock market prices, as they start to fall a little bit further, gold prices has another reason to rise as well. But we need to know that if dollar prices start to rise, powerfully and sharply, gold prices won't rise that much. So I think that maybe because of all the gold prices rising now, dollar prices could maybe rise a little bit with less power. But if dollars start to rise really sharply, you have to forget about gold for a while. Silver prices, $20.50, and really sharply. Like, the movement is really, really sharp. What is the reason? What is the reason? Many people would say that the reason is monetary policy tightening of the United States, but that happened yesterday, day before it. And as we see, this movement is happening from yesterday till today, and that's really related to some kind of articles which get out and which come out on news papers and on news sites, which are actually from different organizations, secret organizations. For example, United Kingdom Advisor, which have to be actually a person with from the army or from the governmental organs, is telling that when British tell about these things, most of the time it's actually the right thing, because during previous half of a year which we were observing the war, British secret agencies told many things that helped us to understand what is really going on, because we have too many propaganda nowadays moving around the Ukrainian war. And unfortunately, this could be really bad news, because of which nowadays, and now from yesterday, gold and silver started to rise. So don't forget that we have this kind of news background nowadays. So we have palladium prices here, rised as well, 2,100. And I think that here we are going to observe a reversal. We could get into upward wedge, upward channel, but this would mean that, again, upward movement is not going to be continued as sharp as it was started here. So 2,150, 2,200 even could get retested. But if they get retested inside the channel, or in the form of a upward wedge or upward channel, it won't be a really good a signal of the continuation of the trend. This would be a signal of a reversal of the trend. And as we see here, we have a really mild divergence signal as well, which is a reversal signal. And the platinum price is $900, not less, not more. We are not getting above 900. I think that we could retest it, as we told you from previous time, that we wait for 900 to get retested. 920 is really far. 910, okay, 900, 910, $900, they really could get retested. So yes, it's also to CHF, to Swiss franc, which is a commodity as well, Swiss franc, and it's showing us that it's making dollar to go lower. And I think that near to these levels, we have to get ready for some shifting into consolidational movement. Even if dollar doesn't rise that much, it just start to rise a little bit. Gold prices, because they rise as well, this would make prices of this pair to not to just start to rise, but get into a consolidation shift, which would mean that here we cannot get into upward movement, here we cannot get into long positions, but we just could wait a little bit if we are sellers. United Dollar JPY has the same, actually that's the same pair, if we can say, but it's less powerful. So JPY is less powerful for $2, but as we see here, downward movement continued. From previous time, we told you that we have levels of 134, 132, and they could get retested. And that time we were above 132, and now we are above 130, 134, but now we are above the 132. So could we get until 130? I don't think we could actually get into some consolidational movement first and then speculatively retest 130. But this would really dangerous to wait for it if you want to sell it and just take a profit around 130. Just I mean, close it and just wait for prices to get reversed from 130, 120, 130 to 130. So here's a range 100, 130, 132, and we have to just wait for prices to reverse from those levels. And we get to Bitcoin prices, Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are main cryptocurrency assets. So Bitcoin actually rise till 24, as we can say, and I think that 25 won't get retested, because previous time I told you that I don't believe that 25 could get retested. 24 have been retested. We have a really low amplitude. That's not a really good sign. So I don't think the price are going to start to. Here we have a bullish signal. Okay, amazing, but I don't believe in it. And I don't believe that price are going to retest to 25,000, because here Bitcoin and Ethereum are getting ready for next downward, sharp downward movement. They're getting ready for to just break through local minimums, really, and that's really dangerous. So for Bitcoin, next levels which I could target are 15,000 or 13,000, not 25, not 27. Ethereum 1,800 reversal, and the next movement is going to be downward 1,800 or even 600. They could really get retested. So that's my idea from previous time. It's continuing to be exactly the same. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe on our channel and ring the bell so you won't miss any programs. And don't forget to check our official site. There you can actually find different type of packages for traders with the great sell-offs, in which you can find different type of instruments for trading courses and instruments for your terminal as well. Different type of robots, scripts, and interesting things for trading. This could be actually so interesting for you. So just don't forget, check this information on the official site of Gerchik Co. Subscribe and ring the bell. So till next time, have a good tradings and take care of yourself. Bye bye.